given to your previous batch. Okay. So you might not be able to understand all the things that are in this assignment because we haven't covered a lot of uh, parts yet, because today is only our fourth day of the lecture. So this is your written assignment. Okay, so I will scroll down to the section of the questions, to the section where the questions are. Okay, so uh, this is your assignment brief. Okay, so first of all, they have stated what kind of thing that they are measuring from your assignment. So they are basically focusing on the analysis using statistical and geographic information system related tools and techniques and methodologies and those stuff. So what they are looking for is that they are giving some questions. So here you can see some questions here under the task 1. There are several questions, section A, B, like that. So they are giving some questions and they are checking whether you are able to answer those questions using statistical and geographic information system related tools. You have to use statistical tools. We will be talking about them. We will do some practicals using the RStudio, PostgreSQL, those kind of tools. Okay, so you have to use those statistical tools and you have to use geographic information system related tools, which are QGIS, which is the QGIS application. So we are using the QGIS application. Uh, you have to answer these questions based on those applications that we are using in the class. So we currently we have started using QGIS. Uh, we will be talking and we will be doing some practicals related to RStudio and PostgreSQL. So this RStudio and R Commander, all three are uh, connected or related with each other. So we will be doing some practicals related to R, and then we will be doing some practicals related to PostgreSQL as well. And currently we are doing QGIS. So make sure you use these set of tools when you are answering your assignment. When you're giving answers to your assignment, you have to use these tools, right? So what they are expecting is you have to use the statistical and geographic or statistical and GIS tools in order to answer those questions. So tools, they can be tools, techniques, and methodologies that we are talking about in our lecture series, right? Um, so yeah, they have also given some description related to the task introduction. So you have to understand the given tasks based on Sri Lanka education sector. So this Sri Lanka education sector was the task given to your previous batch, right? So you will get something else here. Not the education sector, maybe something else, maybe the medical field, maybe the tourism sector, anything which is based on Sri Lanka, right? So they will give a small introduction. So here I'm talking about this assignment which was given to your previous batches. So what they have asked is you have to understand the given tasks, which is based on the education sector in Sri Lanka. And you have to use data science domain associated with non-geospatial and geospatial data models. So you have to do something with the data that they have provided to you. you have to apply relevant tools, techniques, and methods, which they are in business analytics subject, and these files, these shape files, raster files, comma separated files, text files, Excel files, everything is provided to you. They will give a separate folder. Inside that folder, the relevant files which have to be used for each task is given to you. Okay, so you have to do a data analysis and you have to do a visual demonstration. Like you have to analyze whatever data that they have given to you according to the question, and then you have to demonstrate it. Demonstrate it means you have to take a screenshot and include in your report, right? You have to analyze the data and you have to confirm, or you have to basically take a screenshot of the result, or maybe the screenshots of the steps in between also, that is okay. Then you have to include those screenshots or images in your report, right? So the standard software which is recommended in your module is R Studio, R Commander, QGIS, PostgreSQL, Google Earth. You can use any of these applications in order to answer the questions which are given to you. So here you can see you can see there are questions. So the first question is, the Ministry of Education currently involving with various research studies to uncover new strategies to uplift education sector standards within the country with the aid of United States case study. A dataset named this CSV file is given to you, and its data dictionary, that is a separate file, have been provided to you to uncover possible associations. So here they are asking the relationship or possible associations between the data which is included in this EduState expenditure data set and another set of data which is known as data dictionary. So these two data sources are provided so that you can uncover any possible associations, right? So just by reading these questions, you can get an idea about what kind of data is there. So in this CSV file, the education expenditure, urban population, and income per capita, these details are included, right? So you can see that they have given the details. So what you have to do is, with the aid of suitable, most appropriate statistical and business analytic tools such as R Studio, those things, you have to analyze, right? Analyze the data, and you should have a critical discussion of the findings of this analysis, right? You have to analyze the data based on the any of the tools which are given given here. You have to analyze the data and you have to discuss about what the analysis, why you have done the analysis, what kind of information did you get, and what kind of I don't know, maybe actions that you can get in order to enhance this data set. Anything you have to analyze, and you have to see the relationships between certain variables, and then you have to write your answer, right? So performing this analysis stuff, you have to work with it and you have to gain a some result, right? You have to explain the result, and make sure when you are like creating a result, your question was given here. So keep in mind for which kind of person you are yeah. So so that is how you have to answer the first part. So you might not understand everything. Uh, so in this part, they are asking to uncover possible associations. You have to build relationships between the data that is provided to you, and you have to give a report. You have to discuss. You have to do a critical discussion. So that is part A, and part B, this one here is connected to part A actually. So as per the findings of the previous question, you are required to develop precise informed decision making, statistical, numerical, and geographical models. So here you are required to build a model, right? Based on the findings that you have done in the previous part, here you have to build a model. Right. So that is the basic thing, and then finally you have to do a critical discussion. However, the basic thing was to build a model. Right. So that is part 2 of the section 2 and section 3. So here also you have to develop a Sri Lankan map. The CSV file is given here. So we will be talking about these file types also, CSV file, right? Those kind. So here, what you have to do is you have to develop a Sri Lankan map. So details are given here from where you have to take the data and what kind of um, like what kind of information you can include. So those things are given here, but ultimately you have to develop a Sri Lankan map, just like we made a map on the last lecture, right? Can you remember? Okay, so finally you have to develop the map uh, like uh, like the way that we created a map on the last lecture, right? So in section D, so they are providing a table. They are asking for you to go to a table. Uh, so the details are given here. I mean, uh, a report, right? Certain reports or certain PDF files are given to you, and inside in these files there can be tables and some information. So what is being asked is you have to go and visit these tables, and you have to I don't know, build relationships or justify something which they are asking in the question. Right? So in the next question is you have to develop a digitized informative area map. So you have to take a map which is existing. So that map also they will provide to you. So take the existing map, and you have to create, or you have to uh, generate all the things which are there in the map. So that is called digitizing. So we will talk about digitizing in probably within next week. So what they are asking you is they provide a map to you, and they ask you to create a digital footprint or digital map, right? Right. So in this question F, they have given a map to you, and you have to draw, or you have to indicate where's the district name and what is the total number of schools, how the student and teacher ratio is. So those kind of information they are asking from you. You can uh, you can go to this table which is provided to you, and they can get the information. Okay, so in question G also, here again you have to develop a map. So remind of how we created a map on the last lecture. So you have to create similar maps with the information that they are asking to put in. Okay, so in question F also, sorry, in question H also, you have to ultimately develop a map using the information which is given in the question. Right. Okay, so yeah, so the marking criteria is also provided to you. So you will get this when you will get all this information with the assignment paper or the assignment question will being given to you. Right. So this is how this is about one assignment actually, the written assignment. So you have to write a lot here based on the questions. So what kind of um, thing that they are expecting, you can answer these questions. And remember, try to answer questions whenever you finish maybe a topic in this lecture series. Whenever you finish one topic, you go and see whether there are some questions right. So whenever a topic is given to you, you have to use these I mean, it is better if you can look at these how these marks are broken down. It is better to have an idea and answer the questions, right? So that is about your written assignment. Then you have your presentation. So whenever we finish a topic in the class, go to your assignment. When you, I mean, after you receive your assignment, you can go to your assignment sheet and see whether you can answer any a question based on the things that you have learned in the class. Okay, so this is about your presentation. So here also you have to use certain statistical and GIS related tools, techniques and methods. Okay, so here actually what you have to do is you have to build a business proposal. You have to propose something for a business, right? In order to grow the business. So here also they have focused on the education sector. So as I mentioned before, this is the one of the assignments which were given to your previous batches. So in this assignment, they are focusing on the education sector. So it can be different when you go to the exam. Sorry, when you start to prepare the presentation. So here, uh, uh, develop a proposal presentation about how effectively the education sector long-term and short-term policy based on credible informed decision making possible for Sri Lankan government with the aid of diversified statistical and GIS applications, technologies and tools. Okay, so how effective the Sri Lankan education sector uh, is working long term. I mean, in the long term, uh, how much effectiveness is given here. So those things you have to talk in your presentation. So basically, the presentation is divided into uh, several areas. So here you have to focus on the introduction to the topic, right? You have to focus on the introduction of the topic. Then why this topic is important. You can discuss local trends and global trends as well. How these issues possible to overcome and opportunities it makes to use it the kind of knowledge. So how are these issues? Yeah, how are the issues? So you have to discuss about these various issues, opportunities, which is related to the topic, right? And how these issues are possible to overcome, what kind of things we can do, or what kind of things the uh, other can do, right? So so you have to do a literature review related to the discussion, and you have to mention what geospatial and non-geospatial data that you have used in your presentation, and what are the statistical and geospatial tools and the techniques and methods that you have used in your presentation in order to build your presentation. And you have to conclude something, conclude whatever which is given in the presentation, and you have to include references, citations and captions. You might not be able to include all of them, but try your best to include at least 8 references, right? At least 8 references. Okay, so that is about the presentation and about the written assignment as well. Do you have any questions or issues? Right? Did you understand what you have to do here in both of the assignments?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So keep this in mind. So you might not be able to understand this 100% as I mentioned before because we still have a lot to do. But keep this in mind. So this is the structure, right? So there are several questions in your written assignment and you have to answer those questions. You have to include screenshots. You have to write how these how the particular result is possible. You have to explain everything. And in the presentation also, first of all you have to do the presentation, and then you can submit the presentation to your course coordinator, or your student portal or whatever way that you are uploading the presentation. And a date will be given to you, then you have to perform or you have to do the presentation. Right. So that is about the assignments, right? So keep that in mind, and after you get your assignment, try to uh, answer it from that day as well, because otherwise you won't be able to, you won't have time to correctly conclude your assignment. Okay, so today we will be talking about attributes. I think we didn't talk about attributes on the last day, right? Does anybody remember? Did we talk about attributes of a map on the last lecture? Okay. So I think we didn't do anything about attributes on the last day, right? So here, um, as you can remember, in GIS, in QGIS basically, we can open a map and we can see a lot of details about that map, right? So there are details that which are visible for us. So we can visually see the we can visually see what are the rivers or what are the roads, the divisional secretaries, or what are the oceans. So all that information we can view, or it is visible on the map. But there are other information which is also important in the map, but the thing is it is not visible. We cannot make it visible because if we try to include all the details in the map, then we won't be able to understand the map properly, right? So attributes here is uh, a part of GIS data. So here you can see GIS data has two parts, which are features and attributes. Attributes are structured data about each feature. So features we can see, right? Features are the things that we can see. So as I mentioned, rivers, mountains, divisional secretary borders, lakes, everything that we can see on the map can be named as features. And those things that we can see on the map, they can have a name, they can have a size, right? They can have maybe a color, anything, right? They can have further details. So these further details are actually known as attributes, right? Structured data about the feature, right? So when we have a set of data which is related to rivers, then what are the attributes? The attributes can be the name of the river is one attribute. The size of the river or the distance, not the size actually, the distance of the river is another attribute, right? The general or the average width of the river, the average amount of water flowing through the river. So those are the attributes. We cannot include all the details in one bit, in one map. Right. Okay, so this is how you are going to add uh, any file in any file into the QGIS. So you add as layers, right? You add these information, or you add about these these details as layers, right? So rivers is one layer, lakes is another layer, roads is another layer. So like that, on top of each layer there can be another layer residing. So here we are only loading one file or one layer, right? So that is how we are doing. So here we are adding a vector layer. Then when we add this layer, you will be able to see certain dots or certain parts which have placed in order to visualize a map, right? So we can view the attributes. So we cannot see the attributes on the map, but we can view the attributes in a different way. So you have to right click on this layer and you can go to the attribute table. So the attribute table is something like this. So it consists of many attributes which is related to each and every feature on the map, right? So whenever you in your assignments also, whenever you start to do the assignment, you must understand what kind of data you have with you. So for each assignment there will be separate data sets given to you. So just by looking at this data set, you won't be able to understand what kind of information this layer or this data set is referring to. Okay, so for example, if we include what accident related data, right? Data about accidents which are happening on the road in the country. So that set of data we are loading into the map. But there are much more other information which is related to these accidents, right? Maybe the vehicles which are involved, the location the accidents have happened, right? The severity of the accident or the type of accident, right? The latitude and longitude values of the location, uh, whether there were any deaths by the accident. So that is some description about the features which you have loaded to the map. So these descriptions we name as attributes. So all this description is included in the attribute table. You can see the attribute table after you load the layer into QGIS. So here in the attribute table, you can select features. So there are some options. There is an option where you can select certain features and you can query. You can select certain features or certain features by writing an expression. right? It is like MySQL, but it is much more easier than MySQL. You do not have to remember certain commands. So here you can write, or you can create a certain expression, and by using this expression you will be able to highlight whatever the thing that you have written here, right? So it will be like this. So the yellow color ones are the dots which were highlighted. So here they say some variable called pop max, or maximum population. If the maximum population is greater than this amount, then those features will be highlighted like this, right? Uh, okay, so we will. I think I have sent you these files. Okay, please check. As I remember, I have sent you the files. I'll check again and see whether I have sent those files to your course coordinator. Yeah, lecture material. Okay. Yeah, I have sent you this second exercise as well, QGIS EX2, working with attributes. So you have to open this folder, QGIS EX2, and inside this folder, there will be all the things that you need to do this activity. Okay. So I'll show you. Um, so this is the QGIS EX2 folder. Inside the folder, you will be seeing a lot of files. So there is a PDF file. So this PDF file includes this information, right? So the handout is there. So according to this PDF file, I think you will be able to load certain. You will be able to load a layer to QGIS, and you can check the attribute table and see what is there in the attribute table. So I will show you how to do that. So you can use layer option and then add layer, right? Add layer. You have to add a new layer. So we are adding a vector layer here. So under this browser, you will see uh, something called source here. So here you have to add, you have to click here and add the particular file. So under this ex2 folder, you will see uh, different types of files, CPG, DBF, PRG, like that. So what we need is the SHP file or the shape file, right? So yeah, either this SHP file, or there is another SHP file. Any file is okay. I think both have the same data set. There will be a slight difference in this modified file. However, you can select this SHP file, any 10M populated places simple .shp, right? Select this SHP file and click open, right? Click open, and you will see the source, or where the vector data set is, right? The file name will be appeared here. you will see some other options here. Do not change these attributes, so just leave it as it is. What you have to do is just load the file here, and then you can click on add. So there is a button called add here. Click that button, and when you click that button, you can see the particular layer will be loaded here, and there are certain dots, right? Or you can zoom in and see certain points are here, right? So the whole map, or all the information, all the features are provided to you using points, right? So I think you can remember we can use points, lines, and polygons in your map. So here points are have been used to mention, or the points have been used to show features on the map, right? So you can select a point, right? So how you are going to select a point is you can have different options. So one is you can select sorry. Okay, sorry. Here is the selection tool. So you have to load this toolbar. Here is the selection tool. You can click on this tool, and you can click on a point. So here you can see when I click on a point, that point will be highlighted. So that point is selected actually, right? That point is selected. If you want to select a set of points, you can just drag like this, and those points will be selected. So whenever a point or a line or a polygon is selected, it will be highlighted in this this luminous yellow color, right? So when you see this color, it means the certain feature, the point, line, or polygon will be selected, right? Um, so you have the different options. You can go and see. There are different options how to select features, right? So you can select features using polygons like this, right? So I'm not going to show each and every way, because you have to you can see it on your own, right? So for example, I selected this second option where you can select the features by polygon. So what you are going to do is so I want to select these features. You know this country, right? This country is Madagascar. So I want to select the features or the points which is related to Madagascar. So what I'm going to do is I have selected select features by polygon, and then I'm going to draw a polygon which will cover all the dots related to this country, right? So like this. So here all the dots which are related to that country will be selected. So how I did it was, so here I'm going to deselect all the features. So this button I can use to deselect the features. So when I click on this button, the features which were selected will be deselected. Okay, so coming back to select features by polygon, how I'm going to select is I'm going to click once. When you click once, you can see a line will be uh, drawn from that particular point up to the cursor point, right? So after clicking there, I'm going to do several clicks. I'm going to click here, then here, then here, and you can see when I'm clicking, a certain polygon is being drawn, right? A polygon is being drawn when I'm clicking uh, in different locations, right? So when I want to finish drawing the polygon, I'm going to right click, right? So right click here, and then the drawing of the polygon will be completed and the features will be highlighted. The features which were inside the polygon will be highlighted, right? So there are some other options also. Select features by freehand, select features by radius. So you can try them, right? You can try them. You can also select features by values, right? Select feature by expression or select feature by values. You can use them. So this is to deselect all the features, and you can also select features by location. When you click on this, you can you have to give the layer name. So this is the layer. In this layer, you can say what are the features. I mean, what kind of features you want to select, right? So I'll say equal, and then equal to what? Y comparing to features from. Okay, but here, let's say intersect. So I'll just select them and just run and see. I don't think there will be any features to select because there are no intersect features here. However, let's see. So they are running a certain algorithm. So based on the algorithm, they will, if there are certain features which are which confirms that algorithm, then they will be selected, right? So that is all about selecting features on the map. So you can use this these tools to select the features on this map. So the features can be either lines, points, or polygons, right? Okay, let's see whether we have some results. Yeah, so all the features have been selected because according to so I have selected intersect and contain, equal, and I have used these two layers, right? Right. So here you can compare two layers. So we have only one layer. So the same layer is used in both places. So you can compare, maybe you can load another layer, and then you can compare those layers, like points which are intersect with a certain district secretary polygon, or points which touch a particular area, like that. So for that you have to use two different layers, right? So this is the same layer here. That's why all the features are being selected, right? So I'm going to deselect this. So what I wanted to show you is you can play, or you can select um, certain features by using different formats or different ways, right? So we are actually talking about the attribute table. So what we want to do is so what we want to do is we want to see the attribute table. So each and every point has its own attributes. So how to view the attribute table is you can go to this layer, you can right click on it, and there is an option called open attribute table, right? Open attribute table. So when you click this, the attribute table will be opened. So you can see here there are lots of attributes. When you go from your left to right side, you can see a lot of attributes, right? Scalar rank, net scale, label rank, features something, name of something, name PAR. So that is some other way, some other naming criteria like that. So you can scroll and see the other attributes, right? Some other name is also given here. A code is given for each and every name or country. And when you scroll further, you can see the latitude and longitude values of each point. You can see whether that point has some changed features or something like that. Okay, so the maximum population, the pop max, this pop max attribute shows the maximum population of that particular point, and this pop min shows the minimum population of that particular point. A certain rank is given to that particular point, maximum rank and minimum rank, like that. So there are a lot of attributes given for each and every point. So the columns represent the attributes and the rows represent each point. So when you click on this number, which is situated in front of each row, when you click on the number, the particular row will be selected, right? So when you select a row in your attribute table, you can go to your map and see that particular point will be selected or highlighted. So I have selected one row, which means a particular point should be highlighted or should be selected here. I think that point is hidden somewhere. Yeah, here it is. You can see here a particular point is highlighted. So this highlighted point is the point which is being selected by the attribute table, right? Okay, here you can see. So this number 10 point is this point which is highlighted, right? So you can confirm the name of that point is Tatooine. So this is a country in the northern uh, Africa, northern African country. So you can see the details which is related to that point, right? Yeah, the country name is Tunisia, and the country code is TUN. The administrative name or maybe some a village or something like that. So that is this is its name, and the latitude and longitude value of that particular point, right? So here the latitude and longitude value of that particular point, the latitude value is this one, is the longitude value, whether it has been changed or not. So this information actually depends on the how depends on the person who is recording this information, right? You might not be able to understand each and every attribute uh, unless you have been provided with the details, right? So there's a note for each and every point. So added missing admin capital population from, yeah, there. So some some details have been added here. So the maximum population of that point which is recorded is this number, and the minimum population is also the same according to the records, right? Right. So the other information are also given here. So you can see, right? You can see certain information uh, about each and every point. So here also you can select, you can click on one number and you can drag. While clicking, you can drag downwards and you can select a set of points. So here a set of points are being selected. So when you see this highlighted in blue color means a set of points are selected. So let's go to our QGIS application and see. So you can see there are a set of points are selected here, right? Several points are selected here. Maybe some other places. Yeah, you can see here. Here also several points are selected. So these points are the ones which we have selected in our attribute table, right? These points, right? So you can see there's a connection between the attribute table and the map on the QGIS canvas, right? Okay, and you have so that is how you are going to select features on the map using the attribute table. So you can invert selection. Invert selection means, so I have selected a certain set of points. If I want to select the other points which I have not selected here, you can use this invert selection. So when I click this, all the other points will be highlighted rather than these points that were selected previously. So here you can see all other points are highlighted. Only those points which I have selected previously are not highlighted because I have inverted the selection. So like that, there are several options for you to try. So you can try these by your own. Click on these buttons and try them, right? So I'm going to deselect these features by using this button, and as you can remember, there's a feature called select features using an expression. Right? You can select certain features on the map using an expression. So when you click on this, another window will come. So in this window, you will see there are three parts. The window is divided into three parts. The first part is related to the expression. So here the expression means something like a query, right? It means something like a query. So it is like writing a MySQL statement here, right? It is much more simpler, but the what do you say, the reason is to write a MySQL statement here, right? Some statement which is similar to MySQL. And here in this window or in this middle part, you can see all the things or all the all references that you can take in order to write your expression. So for example, there are conditionals, right? So like in programming, you can use conditionals. So if, case, right? Null, if, try, like that. There are some conditional cases. So you can see whenever I click on these conditions, you can see some information with an example how to use this particular condition. You can see the syntax and the examples, right? So there are conversions. It is like converting a particular data type to another type. It is a little it is like a little bit of programming, right? And there are fields and values. So these fields and values means all the column names which were there on the attribute table. So you can see, if I show you the attribute table, you can see here the scalar rank, right? Here you can see the scalar rank, right? Netscal is the next one. Like that, there is a list of all the fields and values or which are there in the attribute table. And you can see in front of each field name or the attribute name, there is a something in there. Some places there are numbers, there are letters, and there are floating point values or decimals, like that. So it means the data type of this um, attribute, right? For example, the data type of scalar rank is um, integer, or the data type is numbers or integer, right? Name, the data type of name is a text, because the letters A, B, C are written here, so it is a text attribute. And here there are decimal attributes, right? Numbers with decimals. So like that, all the data types are provided in front of the in front of each attribute name. So like that, there are some other options where you can use to build your query, right? Fuzzy matching, general geometry. So general means normal, how we normally match two attributes. Map layers. So this is the only layer that we have. Maps, right? And operators. You can see operators. Operators means subtraction, multiplication, equal, less than, greater than, all those things, right? And like conditional operators are also there, right? So you can use all these so here variables, user expressions. So you can use all these um, things in order to write your expression here, right? So this window actually shows the information of whenever we select something, its information is shown in this window. So here I'm going to write an expression. I'm going to select all the points which have where the maximum population is greater than some value. So for example, I will go and see what kind of numbers are there in population max. So I'm going to select all the points or the countries, or the points where the maximum population is greater than some value. Let's say 50,000. 50,000. Yeah. I'm going to select um, the points where the maximum population is greater than 50,000. So I'll go to my, this expression editor, and I mostly I do not have to type, because all the things that I need are given here. So I'm going to write population max. So this is the maximum population variable. So I'm going to double click on it, and that variable comes here, and I can use the operators greater than or equal maybe, and I'm going to write 50,000. So the maximum population is greater than 50,000. So I can run this. I can run this and see what happens. So how I'm going to run it is, there's a button called select features. Click on it, right? So when you click on it, you can see only certain rows have been highlighted. Certain rows which have the maximum population value greater than 50,000, right? So let's go and see here the maximum population, the population max. If it is greater than 50,000, then that row is highlighted. So similarly, in our map also, a certain set of rows have been highlighted. A certain set of points have been highlighted because they are related to those rows. So for each and every city, then if the maximum population is greater than some value, then we do not have to if the maximum population is greater than 50,000, then that point will be highlighted. Okay, so that is how you use an expression editor in order to select a set of data, right? Okay, so I'll give you some time to work this out, because otherwise you will not be able to understand really well. So you have your handout with you. You can use that handout and go up to the 7th slide, right? Up to 7th slide, you can do it. I need you all to first of all go and see the attribute table and see what kind of attributes are there. And I need all of you to write an expression, a meaningful expression, right? For example, this expression states, uh, the, give the rows where the maximum population is greater than something, right? So this maximum population story I have mentioned. So you guys have to look for another alternative, right? Don't write maximum population again, right? Use another column or another attribute feature, and then write an expression like this, right? I need you all to do that, and check your map, right? Check your map after you write this expression, right? Okay, I'll give you a little bit of time. So make sure when after you creating this expression and after you run it, keep it there itself, don't delete it, because I need to see what you have done. You have to share your screen and you have to explain what kind of query you have written. Okay, did you understand the thing? Did you understand the activity?
Yes, madam.
Okay. I'll give you a little bit of time. You can go through your handout and you have to, first of all, you have to understand what is there in your attribute table, and then you have to build a expression like this. You have to describe what kind of expression you have built. Don't just write a random expression. You have to have a meaning for that expression. You can use any number of operators which are given there, and build your expression, right? Okay, so the time is 2:20 something. I'll give you around 20 minutes, right? So we'll come at 2:45 again, and I mean, I'll come at 2:45. Until then, you have to work on your expression, right? So remember, give a meaningful expression. Okay. Okay, you can start. Okay, so have you completed, have you written, all of you written an expression? Yes? Chamesh Mihiran. Yes, can you show the expression that you have written?
Give me the second, ma'am.
Okay. Can you share your screen? Are you able to? Okay, try now. Are you able to share your screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so what is the expression?
This is the expression, ma'am.
Okay, so you have selected the values, the points where the latitude value is greater than 31. So what is your why did you write this kind of expression? What was your intention?
Um, uh, and as I think, I would like to identify the in this above latitude countries and points. Why?
Okay, so latitude means uh, what do you say? The horizontal lines, no? Yeah,
Or
Akshansha.
yes.
Horizontal lines. So horizontal lines, it starts from zero in the middle of from the middle, and yeah, and from for upwards, it is their values greater than zero, right? So latitude greater than 31 means, let's say, I don't actually know the country, but let's say somewhere around China or somewhere around like that. So what you have done is, what Chamish have done is actually, he has selected the points which are to the northern part of the of the world. Okay, so if you can show the map itself with the points which are selected, then
Okay,
it
ma'am.
will be easier to explain.
This is the map, ma'am.
Yeah. So from the map you can see that is a you can clearly see the cutoff mark of the latitude value of 31, and upwards he has selected the point. Okay, so that is one way. That is how you should describe things here in your assignment itself. It does, so that is, maybe you don't have much description, but don't ever just include anything without description, right? So whenever you are saying something in your report, in your assignment, you have to describe, you have to say why you said that. For example, if you are writing an expression with latitude greater than 31, then you have to say why I chose that expression, why I wrote that expression, like that. Okay. So actually, I wanted to explain that particular thing to you because in your report, in your assignment, you must always confirm, or you must always prove everything that you are including in the report. Okay. Okay. Good job, Chamesh. And can I see who's the other one? I'm sorry, I can't see your name. Himashal. Himasha. Oh, okay. Himasha, can you share your screen and explain your expression?
Hello.
Yes, Himasha. We can see
නෑ
your
මම
screen.
මෙතනින් එහාට මං කරේ නෑ තාම කරන ගමන් ඉන්නේ.
Okay. ලිව්ව නැද්ද expression එක?
නෑ මෙතන සිලෙක්ට් කරන ගමන් හිටියේ.
හා. එහෙනම් ඔයා ඒක කරලා පෙන්නන්න.
Okay.
මම තව චුට්ටක් වෙලාව දෙන්නම්.
Okay.
ඔව්. ඔයා ඒක කරන්නකෝ. By the way, Chamesh, you can go to the other page in the share my screen. Okay, Chamesh, you can go to the other page in the handout. You can see there is an activity given to you. Find the places that are country capitals. You have to find the points which are country capitals, right? The field containing this data is ADM0 cap. So you can see, you have to choose this column name. So there is a column name with this name. And if that is a capital of a country, then the value of this column will be 1, right? The value 1 indicates that the place is a capital. So you have to find what are the points which indicates country capitals, right? So Chamesh, you can try to do this, and Himasha, you can do the previous activity and afterwards come to this one. Okay, I'll give you another around 10 minutes, right? You can work on them.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, have you completed your activities?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Himansha, would you be able to share your screen and show the first activity that you have done? Yeah, and you have to describe what you have generated. Can you describe?
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, go on.
Ma'am, I chose Pop Min.
Why did you choose that criteria?
Normally,
Yeah. What does it mean by pop mean here? Pop mean means the minimum population. According to this data set, it explains the minimum population at a certain point. So when you get one point, which is there in the map, there is a maximum population for that point and minimum population for that point. So according to what you have written here, you have you have written the minimum population is greater than 50,000, right? You have selected all the points where the minimum population is greater than 50,000. So like that, you have to explain like that. I have selected the points where the minimum population is greater than 50,000, right? So, and if you go and see in your map, you can see the highlighted points where where the minimum population is greater than 50,000, and you can see when you can see in countries in the Australian continent, there are no much countries or much places where the population is greater than 50,000, right? There is a very low population there. And to the north, when you move on to the northern part of the world also, you can see the minimum population is far more less than 50,000, right? So like that you can explain. So in the Asian countries, especially in China, India, and the American countries, you can see there is a very large population because even the minimum value of their population exceeds 50,000, right? According to what you have written. Like that, you have to explain. So in your so thank you, Himasha. So mm, like that, you have to explain in your what do you say in your report also. You have to explain like that, right?
okay, ma'am.
Okay. So I hope you have done your other activity as well. So I'll just show it here. So in the other activity, they have asked to find the places which are country capitals. So there are so many data points on your map. So if you want to view the capitals only, the country capitals only, you have to choose. So according to the data set which is provided to you, according to the attribute table, this field ADM 0 cap field has the number 1 value if that is a capital. So this is how you are going to write it. Sorry, this you not this part, okay? So I'm talking about only the other part. If you want to, select the country capitals only, then you have to write this part. ADM 0 cap, that variable should be equal to 1, right? ADM cap should be equal to 1, right? So this other one is maximum population is greater than 100,000. So that is another query, and you can combine the queries as well. So you can see here there are two conditions. One is the maximum population is greater than some value, and that country is a country capital. That place is a country capital, right? So if you want to select capitals where the population is greater than 100,000, then this is how you are going to write the expression, right? It is very similar to MySQL. Only the thing is, it is not. It does not have a very hard syntax, right? You just simply write your conditions here, right? So here, so if I show you, so in this map, I have selected, I have written some expressions, and I have selected certain points. But anytime I can deselect it, right? If I click on this, all the features will be deselected. No matter what expression I have written, whenever I deselect it, all the features will be deselected. Okay, so what if, let's say, what if you want to save that layer where with the features that you have selected, right? For example, you have selected, let's say you have selected all the country capitals and where the maximum population is greater than 100,000. So you want to save those features separately. Then how you are going to do is we can right click on your layer and you can go to properties, right? You can right click on the layer and you can go to properties, and you will find a window like this. Yeah, and in this window you can see one tab called source is here, right? A source tab is here. You have to select this source tab, and then you will see this kind of interface in your window. You can see there's a query builder button here on the right side bottom of that window. You can see a query builder button, right? So you can click on this query builder, and then here you can write the same expression, right? Here you can write the same expression. The thing is, this expression, when you run this expression, this layer will be permanent. These features will be permanently deleted, right? So for example, I want to find the places where the maximum population is greater than 100,000 and the country capital is and whether that place is a country capital. So country capital means ADM, right? This one. This one is equal to 1. So this is the expression, right? So I can test it. So you can click on this test button and it will show you that the where clause returned 173 rows. So this expression has returned 173 rows. So there are 173 yeah, 173 results, right? So you can either clear the expression or you can click on save. So when you click on save, it will be saved as a query file. So you can save on somewhere. You can give a file name, and you can click on save. So this query will be saved, right? This query will be saved. Then you can, if you want to load a query to this place, you can click on load, and you can see this is the previous query that I have saved, right? This is the query that I have saved. If I open this, so it is the same query, so it will be loaded here. Let's say I'll delete this, and if I want to load a query, I can click on open, and that query will be loaded into my my expression window, right? So this is something beyond what I need to tell. So here you can write a query, you can save the query, and you can load that query sometime later. Okay. So when you run this query and when you click OK, so this query will come here, right? And you can see if I move the window, you can see that these are the points which have returned the result from this query. So maximum population is greater than 100,000 and it is a country capital. So I can click on apply and then I'll click on OK, and you can see this layer has permanently removed the other points, right? So this layer has permanently removed the other points. So you cannot deselect or do anything. All the points which are there, which are the results of that query is shown here, and all the other points are deleted, right? So normally when we do this kind of a query using a query builder, we normally copy the layer, we duplicate the layer, right? You can duplicate the layer, the original layer. Otherwise, it will all the points will be removed, right? So normally we duplicate the layer, and from the duplicated layer itself, we can run the expression on query builder, right? So you can see here there's a filter applied, PopMax. You can, if you move the cursor on top of this filter image, you can see the maximum population and the capital thing is being shown here, right? Okay, so that is how you permanently query from a layer, and then yeah, this is how you make the selection persistent. So yeah, this is the query builder thing, right? Okay, so This is about selecting and deselecting features like that. Okay, so that was all about attributes. So I have sent you the exercise that we did. Okay, the folder with the exercise that we did. And I have also sent you an activity 2, working with attributes. I have sent them to you. I have sent you the activity. So it will be activity 2, working with attributes. And here I have given you the shape files, which are shape files of Sri Lanka, based on Sri Lanka. So here you can see all the things that you can do with this activity. So you can use the shape file from the folder given. You have to reorder the layers appropriately. So how we did on the last week. And you have to locate the building of Peradeniya Central College. So you have to search for Peradeniya Central College from the attribute table. So you can go to the attribute table and see how the colleges are named and how the attributes have been shown in the table. You have to study the table first of all, and then you can locate the particular building, right? Okay, so that is all for today. So from on the next week we can do change in symbology and other stuff. So any questions from what we did today? Did you understand everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the thing is you have to practice in QGIS. You have to practice. There are so many features, not only the things that I am teaching here. So you have to go and see what else is available, what else you can do, like that. Okay, so when you are querying, especially practice your queries because it is very much related for your analysis part, when you have to analyze something and you have to discuss about it. So I think if you can remember the questions of the assignment, the sample assignment that I showed you, you have to always analyze and discuss, right? So as I have mentioned before, don't just write anything. You have to explain it, why you choose that particular thing, like that. Okay, okay then. So we'll do the other part from the next week onwards. Okay then. Have a nice week.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
So nice to meet.